forward passes as well, and they'll want to polish themselves and try and put on a show in this second half. Backline not looking to go with their inside and outside men, looking to go alone most of the time as well, and that has resulted in them missing a few golden opportunities to add some extra points and add an adequate cushion between them and Science College. And as we were discussing in the first half as well, this is something that can come back to hurt them come the business end of the season, when points difference is something that will be looked at.
Yeah, the first thing St. Peter's would like to do is score another try, secure their bonus point. And Science, on the other hand, they cannot allow St. Peter's to score. St. Peter's scored before the half-time, then score after the half-time. That is going to be a big blow for the boys for Mount Levenue. And it's important that Science get this half to a perfect start and score some points and keep this game intact with themselves. Otherwise, St. Peter's would run away this game as the Ruan Pereira restarts the proceedings. This time going long, and again the man who have been the St. Peter's backbone in that forward pack, Shenuka Pereira, making those big carries forward. Now Ashas Farooq joining him. Now Shahid sending it up to Vishenka Silva. And he sends a long ball but does not find touch. Now Dilwan Pereira looking to return the favour back. And this time again Shenuka Pereira collecting the ball. And now again skipper to skipper, putting long kicks. And Akila Rajapaksha now this time will try to put up and under and run. Now Shahid sends to Farooq. Science College caught offside, advantage for St. Peter's. That's Manu Pamithru giving away the penalty earlier on in this second half. St. Peter's in another game could have taken that quick tap and made that progress forward, but this time looking to play the territorial game. Vishenka Silva this time finds a good touch, brings play inside the 22 meter and 15 or 16 meters away from the try line. A good attacking opportunity for the home side.
Yes, skipper Vishenka Silva earns his side another golden opportunity. And like you said, Nilhan, St. Peter's College have come into this clash with a clear game plan to play that territorial game and play more with their forwards. Like you said, any other occasion that would have been a quick tap by Shahid, as Shenuka Pereira feeds into the line out, and Revon Pereira now at the back with the ball as the Pete Wright forwards drive forward, inching closer to that Science College try line. This is brilliant work by the Pete Wright forwards. Now within a couple of meters, here's Revon Pereira twisting and turning, but just can't find that gap. But he's done well to bring play within 2 meters of the try line. Ratnayaka very nearly dived over for his brace. Good work by the Science College defense, and now they'll spray it out wide. Here's Dinsara to his skipper, finds Rajita Gion will touch down in the corner, and that will be the bonus point. Amana Bank try for St. Peter's College. And the Pete Wright line has come to the party in this second half, and within 2 minutes after the restart, St. Peter's College at their fourth try and secure the bonus point.
That's deadly for Science. Conceding soon as the second half started, then St. Peter's forwards put on a brilliant show there, bringing them so close near the try line. Then the backs just need to spread it to the corner. And Vishenka Silva slightly delaying it. The pass, allowing Rajit Gion to go in that corner and score that try, fourth Amana Bank try. So the bonus point tick is done for St. Peter's. Now it would be just to secure the game from here onwards, as Ashok Krishan takes the kicking duties, but the kick is not good, so St. Peter's will stay at 24 points to 6. All in all, good start for the Pete Wrights, and the backs will get some confidence after that move. Just needed to do the basics, and they did it correctly and got the rewards.
Yes, definitely, as you see there, Dinsar quick ball out to Vishenka Silva and held the pass for just long enough for Rajita Gion to run onto, and a touchdown for the Amana Bank try. But yet again, Nilhan, bulk of the heavy lifting for that move was done by the forwards with that rolling maul after winning that penalty on halfway. But nevertheless, the Petrite back line will take a lot of confidence as Dilruan Pereira, an unforced error from him, sends the ball out.
St. Peter's making a mistake. They're not collecting that ball and allowing the ball to bounce, and it went into the touch. So St. Peter's will have a throw in, but given a sniff, but good collection there by Lakidu Rana Singha there. Both these third row players have done brilliantly, Lakidu and Hashara Madugaske, for the Petrites as they continue towards this rolling maul tactic has gained a lot of dividends for them as they play with the advantage as the big man Shenuka Pereira, the workhorse for the Petrites. Now Krishan with Vishenka Silva looking to spark something, still going strong. Three players finally managing to bring him down. Shahid now looking to use the shorter side, bit too late there. And now another advantage for the Petrites as Talisha Soisa goes into contact. Now back to Revon sending it to Dinsara has skipper Vishenka Silva there, the corner, but good collection before that by Aditya Madhushan. Now again Shenuka Pereira standing in that finally brought down. Now Shahid looking for his options, goes to Ashok Krishan. St. Peter's standing in that late move as Ashraf Farooq, the big man, the try scorer, making progress. He's been another good find for the St. Peter's, have bloomed during the last two games brilliantly. He set himself into this team perfectly now. Now Shahid for options, Krishan to Vishenka Silva to Vimukti Aditya, and he spills the ball again. Pramukha Aditya there. It's been a game to forget for him. Fourth spill of the game. So some area that St. Peter's need to get sorted. And they got Nitusha and Mantusha. So there's three players eyeing for that two center spots. Slight held up in play. Checking on Tharusha Galage. That's where Galage went down. But some good power and big carry there by Ashraf Farooq.
Yes, once again the Petrite backline looking a little rusty, and hasn't been the ideal game for Pramukha Aditya, and he spilled the ball just near the corner, and Science College will have a scrum, but the Petrites will want to make their physical dominance felt once again. If they can turn over this scrum here, it's just a few meters short of the try line, and this is one of the scrums that they'd want to target for a turnover, as referee asks for a reset. Here's Edri Singh feed into the scrum. Petrite forwards will look to shove, and they do, but in the nick of time the number 8 manages to break away, but Petrites have conceded the penalty once again, so it wouldn't have mattered, and Science College now with an easy exit, and Dilruan Pereira will want to find good touch with this penalty kick.
Pereira finding good touch just outside the halfway mark. St. Peter's giving away the penalty. Ashraf Farooq's the man behind the penalty, standing up on the push. So Science having a throwing at the center mark. Sidra Madhushankar now for Science looking to find Mithviru. They get the line started now to Abedira. Sending it to Edrisinghe. Edrisinghe looks to spark something from that attacking move. Gains a lot of meters forward. Now for Science is Madhushankar. Now the forwards are joining the party. Makes few meters forward. Allows Edrisinghe the option and winning a penalty. Now Science has a free play, and Dilruwan Pereira goes towards a drop kick, but referee will bring black pay for that offside penalty. It again, Dilruwan Pereira, the man behind that offside.
Yes, Dilruwan Pereira has been guilty of a few clumsy infringements in this game so far. I remember he was responsible for a couple in the first half, and on one occasion cost his side 3 points when Dilruwan Pereira bisected the post, and that will be the call from the Science College skipper once again. Albeit the angle is not too favourable, but he has a good boot on him, and he'll be hoping to add another 3 points to bring Science College within 2 scores, or at least close to within 2 scores of the defending champions. Science College by now have realized that they are at a physical disadvantage, so they'll take whatever points that come on offer. And with the discipline of the Peterite backline, those opportunities have come quite often in this game, but this time the kick is unsuccessful from Dilruwan Pereira, so the score will remain at 24 points to 6, and the defending champions will have a 22-meter dropout.
Science will get the ball back from this dropout from Vishenka Silva. Panna Ashok Krishan restarting things now. Edrisinghe and again to Science College. Brilliant work from Dilruwan Pereira going through the Peterite defense, and Shenuka Pereira cannot tackle him. And the loose ball there by Science College. Unfortunately, that brilliant move by Dilruwan Pereira. No support arriving from the Science team. You see another sparking something. St. Peter's defense caught off guard. And then the big number 8 been sent the wrong way. And the offload towards Hiruka Edrisinghe not going perfectly. So Science showing some sparks, but cannot finish that move. Is something that Coach Colin Dinesh will look forward in the next games.
Yes, that's something Science College will need to brush up on. Of course, they'll be in one of those 3rd and 4th spots in Group A. But what a performance this man has put up. Bit of a back spasm, but take nothing away from his performance today. Dilruwan Pereira, talismanic leader for Science College, marshalling his back line and sparking a few moments out of nothing. But unfortunately, just not enough support for him to build up any attacks of note for the visitors. As, he looks to be up and running once again, and will be able to restart play here with a Peterite scrum. They'll be looking for that exit ball. Science College have had their moments, Nilhan, and I thought they should consider themselves rather unlucky that they haven't dived over for a try as of yet. But like I was saying, just a lack of support for their skipper Dilruwan Pereira, and the Peterite defense has been quite quick despite giving a few penalties here and there. They have been up to the task and kept the visitors at bay.
So now St. Peter's will try to exit. Will they try to run? That's addition that the Peterites like, as they use as a shorter side. As Vishenka Silva tries to spark something. Pass through tackle, and now still going strong. It's the Peterite skipper setting things up. Now towards the forwards. Big move by Madhugaske. Shahid looking for options and gives it back to his wing. Now spreading the ball wide. Unfortunately, behind Rusit, making a mess out of that pass. Play on, says the referee. Science College keeping that ball alive. Now for Science is Edri Surya. Now looking to send it wide. They have a few numbers in the corner. Now the Ruan Pereira making a move. Sends a dummy, but brought down just near the try line. Now Science on the attack is Hettiarachi. Setting things up now for the boys from Mount Lavinia. Second move by Silva. Going to the shorter side, the Ruan Pereira with Abe Surya. A brilliant piece of defending there by Senuddin Sara and Rajit Gion. Both taking Science back, but Science still with ball in position. Another big move, but offside by the Petrites, giving another free move for Science now. Tugal again, now spreading it to Dabare. Dabare finds a gap and he goes over for the Amana Bank try for Science College. And a good comeback from the boys from Mount Lavinia.
Yes, sir, finally finding their feet, the visitors, and that's a try. Coach Colin Danish will be proud of Rituga Dabare touching down for the opening Amana Bank try for Science College. And all of this sparked after another error from the Petrite backline, Nilhan. That's something that will be rather concerning for them. That spill from Vihan Rusit. Science College managed to turn the ball over from that, and a few phases later, Rituka Dabare touches down for the Amana Bank try. And Science College now inching closer to that Petrite total. And Dilruan Pereira will be backing himself to make this conversion. The conversion is good and the gap is reduced to just 11 points now here at Bambalapetia. And if Science College next, it really is anyone's match.
It's important now how Science continue this play. Dilruan Pereira not 100% after that contact. Still not the 100% that Science expect, but still St. Peter's on the other hand need to bounce back quickly. They just gave away an unwanted try. Now Petrites with the restart. Going long this time. Bit too long for my reckoning, and that goes dead. So again, two restarts. St. Peter's have got it all wrong. And this is the momentum that's slowly switching towards Science College with these mistakes coming from the Petrites.
Yes, but the Petrites only have themselves to blame, Nilhan. It's down to some clumsy errors from them, some unforced errors from them, that they find themselves in this position. And they'll not want to allow Science any breathing room to wrestle back momentum. As Coach Sanat Martis rings the changes, Netsan Mantusha now on the park in that center position. And crucial scrum here. They'll want to try and win the ball off of this. Will the Petrites? But it's Edri Singh. Ball just ricocheting off for the Science College player there. And spilling out of that scrum. But Science College with the penalty, and a bold call here from Dilruan Pereira. No, I thought he pointed to the post, but he will be going to touch, which is the more sensible call from this distance. But unfortunately doesn't find touch on that occasion, and Senuddin Sar, lovely step now on the outside. A hand thrown in there by Dabare. An advantage now in favor of the Petrites as Revon Pereira carries the ball to halfway. Here's Shahid now. Jamal Wahab onto the park. Vishenka Silva. Here's Netsan Mantusha spraying the ball out to Rajita Gion. Rajita Gion is tackled into touch. But Another end-to-end phase of play there. Good sequence of play, entertaining rugby.
25. Number 25. High tackle. Penalty.
So penalty for St. Peter's
Tap on. Wait.
for a high tackle now.
Play on.
Takes a quick tap. Sends it to Jamal. Mantusha. To Senuddin Sara. Senuddin Sara looking to spark something. And Vishenka Silva goes to one and tries to offload it. Offloads a bit late, but Vihan Rushid unfortunately couldn't collect that pass. He's
Forward
been
pass. Line up.
teamed a forward pass and a line out.
Option.
Peter's
Forward
showing
pass.
some
Line out.
spark in the line, but again another
Option. Captain. Line out.
missed pass there by Rushid to Jamal. Was the forward pass that the referee called.
Yes, but more clumsy work here from the Peterites at Nilhan for the umpteenth time today. They've had a clear run at the try line, but have fumbled on the brink of it, and they'll be kicking themselves. They're wanted to add that extra cushion now, considering we have a 11-point match here at Bambalapitia.
In.
And Vihan Rusit too hasn't had the best of games, has looked rusty. Not for the first time today that he's lost the ball while being through onto the try line. And St. Peter's College continue to ring more changes as that's Shenal Noel joins the forward pack, and the collection is good, clean from Science College.
Time off, my friend. Time off.
Referee asking players to play to his own whistle.
Number 2 off.
Time was off. There's a lot of changes coming in. Shenal Noel coming in now.
Are they clear there?
Science Hansakalirachi goes out.
Yeah.
And they are brought in
Sit in.
Adisha Shan.
I'm on. Yeah, Mark. My
Yes,
friend,
and
Mark.
take 2 of this line out. Peterites will want to try and spoil it for Science College. They try to, but
Yeah, play on. Play on.
was ball eventually ends up with the Peterites. Brilliant work there once again by the forwards, winning possession. And now Shahid to Jamal. Nimsara doesn't gain any meters. Shahid once again to Shenuka Pereira. Shenuka Pereira breaks through a couple of tackles. Shenuka Pereira brings play within 5 meters of the Science College try line. St. Peter's College looking in prime position to touchdown for another Amana Bank try. Just a couple of meters short. Going with the forwards. Yes, Ratnayaka, the try scorer. Agonizingly short of the try line now are the Peterites. Will Shahid spray it to the back line? He does. Jamal Wahab to Shahid. Mantusha, but 3 defenders quick onto him. Good work there by the Science College line. But it's still Peterites with possession, knocking on the door. Here's Shenal Noel, the new man. Shenal Noel brought down just short of the try line. And Revon Pereira thought he had touchdown there, but still few inches to gain for St. Peter's College. And they have touchdown for the 5th Amana Bank try. And that's the brace for Janut Ratnayaka. Once again, the forwards come into the party for the defending champions. And a brace for their prop forward. And some good rugby, some patient rugby from the Peterite forwards. Have seen them touchdown for the 5th time today.
Brilliant work there by Peterite forwards. Making that progress. Shenal Noel taking the ball towards the try line. Then they had to go twice at the Science defense, and finally Janut Ratnaik scoring his 2nd try. And that will give some breathing space for the Peterites to add those additional 5 points. Will give them a lot of space and freedom to play in this last 15 minutes or so. Gion setting his sights on the conversion, and kick goes astray. So this kicking is another area that St. Peter's needs to get it. It's been something that all schools are struggling except Trinity.
Yes, definitely Nilhan. At the schoolboy level, kicking has become somewhat of a challenge, but there are
Number 9.
a few
Number 9
diamonds
off.
in the
Number
rough.
9.
Like you said,
Number 9
that
off.
kickers
Number 9.
for Trinity College Kandy have been exceptional this season. Even Abdul Hadi from Wesley College and Idris Farooq from Royal College all are having decent seasons with the boot, but that has been another area of concern for St. Peter's College.
Right, good.
Kicking duty not nailed down to one individual in particular, being shared by Rajit Gion, Ashok Krishan and Emit Javira, but none of them have had the success that they would have hoped for, as Revon Pereira makes that error once again, getting up after being brought down in the tackle. We saw Shenuka Pereira commit the same error twice in that first half, and another golden opportunity for Science College to turn defense into attack.
Now Science College will look to go to touch and get those valuable meters forward. And, for Revon Pereira, unfortunately, was not held on the tackles. Could have gone forward and referee. Irons have been working brilliant for them. Ian Methviru has been doing good as Oshana Mithmadhav. Now Science looking to spread it wide. Goes to the try scorer.
Finish.
And he goes into contact, and St. Peter's put in the pressure
Stay back.
and turning the ball over. Is the pit rights. As Shenal Noel again makes a move. Loving Rashid, another opportunity now. St. Peter's just needed to keep the ball with himself, but this boy has played a good game in this 59 minutes.
Yes, definitely Nilan. Both prop forwards for St. Peter's College have been excellent. Both of them on the score sheet as well. And Ashaz Farooq has had some massive carries in this game so far. But unfortunately, on that occasion, just spilling it forward and
Number 20 off.
losing the ball for his side.
Number 20 off.
Science College now with a penalty.
This is something that Science has to get it.
Shot.
This scrum, they need to score quickly.
Bye. Sit. Steady.
Ocean Method have been brought in place of Methuke Idrising. St. Peter's putting the pressure, but Oshada takes the ball out, and St. Swiss skipper Pereira puts the kick, but good collection there by the pit right
Stay back.
winger. Good angle run
No hands. No hands.
from Revon Pereira. He's been using him for this big moves as Chanut Ratna.
More lazy work from the Pete right back line, Nilhan. He said losing the ball forward in crucial moments, not for the first time today. And this time the guilty party was Netchan Mantusha, the new man on the park.
Time off.
So changes not bringing a change in fortunes for the Pete Rights.
Hello, number 6.
But thankfully for them today, their forwards have come against defense.
In the short distances, he has been brilliant.
Clear number 11. Clear number 11.
This forward pack has some big, strong carry. It's done by Januth Ratnaik, Ashraf Farooz, Revon Pereira doing, and Shenuka Pereira also joining in the party. And this looks promising for the Peterites.
Time on.
And the third row players. Of Lakindra Rana Singh and Hashan Madugaski.
Yes, Wesley College do have a strong forward pack, so they'll need to keep up this momentum and come to the party as Science work their line off the back of that scrum. Thought that pass was a little bit forward, but all good, says the referee. And Science College now looking for that second score.
No.
Up with the defense on that occasion was Shenal Noel. He's had a good impact off the bench so far. Brought a lot of enthusiasm into this contest, but brilliant work there. Nearly won the ball back for his side. Did the Noel, but unfortunately conceded the penalty instead. And Science College now with another opportunity to bring play.
Put the ball to the corner and another opportunity. For them to attack. St. Peter's have brought in a few changes to the pack also.
Yes, and with
Yellow 10 back.
little under 7 minutes to go on our clock, we'll have to start that discussion for the Swiss Tech perfect play of the match as well, Nilhan. But Science College now with another set move off the line out inside. Pereira catches the Peterite defense off guard. Has he gone over? Yes, he has. Dilruan Pereira touches down for.
It's time to take in that quick tap. St. Peter's defense didn't expect Dilruan Pereira to make that run, and he made that run.
Conversion, and yes, he has bisected the uprights. So it's back to a 9-point game here at Bambalapitiya. But still, Science College will need to score twice, Nilhan. And the Bamba Brigade now will have to bring their game awareness, bring that game management, and try and see off this late wave of Science College attacks.
It's very crucial that St. Peter's gets this restart perfectly. Last two restarts not going according to plan, as put in that kick. Knockback and collection done by Dilruan Pereira, the try scorer. Now St. Peter's trying to run from their own. Good pressure there by Science College on skipper Silva there. And knocking the ball in the progress. Now Science have numbers if they want to use this left side. But the forward says we'll take it from here. Setting things up to bring their forwards more into this game. Now Damit Hettiarachi again.
Stay back.
Setting things up to Oshad. Now to Dilruan Pereira. Long pass in the corner. Now towards Hettiarachi.
Hands off, yellow. Yellow hands off. Yellow hand.
Again, hands off was the call from the referee. And he
Mark it.
gets this now opportunity. You get the 3 and you bring the game down towards a 6-pointer. Decision making time for Science. See a lot of players asking them and going to the coach. Finally, Dhiruvan makes that decision to go to 3, and the clumsy St. Peters are under the pump if this kick goes through.
Yes, only have themselves to blame though, Nilhan and Dilruan Pereira with a golden opportunity of making this bring this game to within 1 score at Bambalapitia, and with all the momentum in their favour and still 4 minutes to play, Science College will be in a late wave of attacks to try and turn this game in their favour. As the kick is good from Dilruan Pereira. So a 6-point game here at Bambalapitia. All to play for with just 3 minutes to go.
Time off.
Few changes
Number
coming
24.
in.
24.
And,
Number 24 off. Marugan. Right? Time,
Just,
time off. Time off.
we need to decide the Swiss Tech perfect player of the match, but let's wait and see the last
Okay.
3 minutes of
Time off. Leon.
who will get that accolade. Still the game is fully open as Vishenka Silva restarts this, goes long again. Now same replays. Dhiruvan Pereira put in the ball to touch, and last time St. Peters took that quick ball out and wanted to run and gave away that penalty. This time the forwards need to stick towards them and use this as a platform to attack. We are in the last 2.5 minutes of play.
Yes,
Straight line.
be crucial that the Petrites win this line out, Nilan, and as you said, nothing silly from the Petrite players. They'll want to just keep this possession and run down the last 2 minutes as they form that roll-in maul.
Advantage.
But it's turned by Science College, and they'll keep going. Will the Petrites gain in a few meters off that roll-in maul? It's been something that they've done well today. There's Shenuka Pereira breaking past a couple of tackles, needing 4 defenders to bring him to ground. Here's Chirat, the replacement hooker. Petrites persisting with their forwards. Their forwards have been the stars of the show today as Revon Pereira brings play to the edge of the Science College red zone. Here's Wahab now. Good run in line from Shenuka Pereira, but unfortunately just spills the ball out of that ruck. But it's and
There was advantage for St. Peters from that rolling maul. So no advantage over was the call, so they will get a penalty. The Petrites will go into the corner again. Shika Silva puts the ball out. So another opportunity for St. Peters. Just 15 meters away from the try line. They need to get this line out sorted. Moving into the last minute of play. Who thought this game could come to exciting end like this? St. Peters paving that way by doing silly mistakes and giving Science an opportunity to come back. Lakidu Ranasinghe collects the ball. St. Peters sets things off the rolling maul. Moving a bit lateral. And the ball going out in progress.
Knockout ball.
Knock forward ball is the call. And there will be a scrum in favor of Science deep inside their territory. And if St. Peters wants to turn over scrum in this game, this is the one that they need to target.
yes, this is the scrum that probably matters most, Nilan. Just seconds on the clock. And if Science are able to form a set play from this, they'll be able to touch down and swing this game in their favour. And a bit of a switch in the forward pack as well. You see Revon coming into that prop forward position. So switching things around are the Petrites. And this is the most important scrum of this game, as you said, Nilhan. as Methmadu will feed. But pushing a little early there were the Petrites. And there will be a reset.
The Science, on the other hand, are desperate to win this scrum. Last move of the game. Vishenka Silva tell him there.
Steady. Right? Okay.
Players who are behind that this is the last move. So all to play for. St. Peter's
Bind.
their mistakes bringing them into this position. Now Oshida Methmadu feeds the scrum in, ball goes in, but pressure's on from St. Peter's. The ball still not out, finally comes out. Now Science has to run from their own try line. Spreading into the corner is Diruan Pereira towards the winger, and he makes a run forward. Brilliant tackle there by
Not back. Here.
Vishenka Silva, and Senuddin Sara just needs to make that knock ball out, but unfortunately he knocks the ball over, and that would be the game. That is it, last move, and St. Peter's surviving a scare against Science College and finally winning this game, but not what they expected. And we have to go back towards deciding on the Swiss Tech perfect player of the match. St. Peter's a lot of players, Ashraf Farooz, Janut Ratnaik, making strong contenders. From Science it's Diruan Pereira, but I think the player of the match should go to Shenuka Pereira, who did all the hard work, scored a try, and he will be a Swiss Tech player of the match. Perfect player of the match.
Yes, definitely Nilan. I thought all the forwards had a good game for the Petrites, but like you said, Shenuka Pereira was in the middle of all of that for the Petrites, and he touched down for a Amana Bank try off his own. But it's not just that, it's all his work in the broken plays and the open plays as well. Lots of massive carries. But yes, St. Peter's College have survived a mighty scare here at Bambalapitia. Not sure anyone walking in today to the ground expected this game to be contested so closely. It was all about, all the conversations were about how many points St. Peter's College would put on the board. But kudos to Dilruan Pereira and kudos to this entire Science College team. What a fight they have put up here at the home of the defending champions. But the Petrites, Nilan, they only have themselves to blame. It was a scrappy game from them, as we have your full-time confirmation. 29 points to 23. St. Peter's College surviving a scare, but only have themselves to blame, Nilhan. And they'll need to polish out all these rough edges ahead of some tougher fixtures in the next 2 weeks to close out this group stage against Wesley College and DSN Naga College.
It's two big games coming for St. Peter's. They're 3 out of 3, but they have defeated the teams in the lower ranks, and they play the top 2 teams in this Group A, Wesley and DS coming up. So full time 29 to 23. Science have won the second half. Science have scoring 17 points, and St. Peter's only 10 on the second half. That shows that Science College came back strongly, and St. Peter's took the gas out of the pedal, and unfortunately paving their mistakes, giving Science an opportunity to sneak into this game. Especially did Ruan Pereira, took it from his both hands and brought his team towards this points, and unfortunately had a last gas opportunity also to score. But St. Peter's were lucky, unfortunately, for the boys from Mount Lavinia. They go back home with their 3rd defeat, and needing next 2 games. They need 2 victories in the next 2 games. So that's looks a bit of a high task for them. But they have been playing good rugby. Losing last week on the last move, and this time a very close one. And St. Peter's coach Sanat Martis will have a look at this game and will come back strong with another game plan for Wesley next weekend at Havelock Park. So that's where St. Peter's would expect a big challenge in this Dialogue Schools Rugby League 2025. As we see the second half highlights, Science College got few opportunities. This is where Dilruan Pereira made a break. Science scored the opening try through Ritu Godabare. He went through easily to score that try. Conversions were spot on there by Diruan Pereira. St. Peter's had few opportunities. This was another opportunity. Just wanted that pass to go into the hands of Jamal, but then came Janut Ranasinghe Janut Ratnayaka scoring that try, and just before the break, final whistle, Science scored through Pereira. Then they added another penalty which brought this game towards a 6-point affair. And the last 3 minutes was good, as this was the final move. Couldn't get through that Pete Wright defense there. And the key stats: St. Peter's 29, Science College 23. 5 tries for the Pete Wrights, 2 conversions. There's 6 points left with that conversions for Science. 2 tries, 2 conversions, 3 penalties. And the perfect player of the match, Shenuka Pereira. Swiss Tech perfect player of the match, Shenuka Pereira from St. Peter's.
As we'll take a look at the upcoming fixtures for tomorrow to wrap up week 3 of the Dialogue Schools Rugby League 2025. The knockout champions Isipatana College heading up to Nittawala to take on a winless Rajan outfit, and the newcomers Ananda College taking on DSA Nayak College in what promises to be an entertaining affair at the Ananda College grounds in Rajagiriya. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we bring an end to the coverage of this week 3 clash between St. Peter's College and Science College. The Bumper Brigade surviving an almighty scare, and Sanath Martis will need to take a long hard look at his boys ahead of that all-important Wesley clash next week. But from up here in the Combox, this is me, Nathan Coggins, Nilhan Pereira, and the entire Papare technical and production team signing off. Thank you and good night.